Hello and welcome back to Now Go See It. Today we're in Philadelphia, bringing you a packed one-day itinerary, seeing all the top sites, museums, places to eat. Join us.
Start your day with breakfast at Reading Terminal Market, the food hall Philadelphians have been bragging about since your great-great-grand whatever was sneaking penny candy. The market opened in the 1800s and is still the city's pantry. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks for now and snacks for later. If you're a savory person, follow the scent of sizzling griddles to the breakfast sandwich counters. You'll find long rolls cradling eggs, cheese, and bacon, or scrapple if you're brave and or from here. Craving a sweet breakfast? The donut situation is top-notch. The lines will tell you where the fried donut miracles are. Amish stands put out glazed rings, apple fritters, and sticky buns. There are bagels, lox, fresh squeezed juices, pretzels, and coffee from numerous roasters. From breakfast, we're launching into the heart of American history at Independence National Historic Park. First stop, the Liberty Bell. Good news, seeing the bell is free. The trade-off is that sometimes there's a line and you'll pass through airport-style security. The line moves in chunks as people are let inside the Liberty Bell Center, so plan a bit of patience. Inside, you don't just get spit out at the bell. The interior takes you through a compact set of exhibits that set the stakes. How the bell was used, when that famous crack showed up, why that inscription matters, and how it became an icon around the world. There are displays about abolitionists who adopted it as their symbol, a short film looping context, and period photos. The presentation builds toward a big glassy room at the end where the bell sits. You can walk all the way around it, grab your photo, and pro tip, frame the shot right for a view of Independence Hall out the window behind the bell. Speaking of Independence Hall, this is where some pre-planning matters. The tours are free, but you need a timed entry ticket booked in advance online. Those time slots can go fast, especially for midday and weekends, so lock it in as early as you can. Tickets are only available online, so don't show up without one. Head for the secure entrance for the Independence Square complex a bit before your time slot. Once through security, you'll gather with your timed group and a ranger will take you inside for a roughly half-hour tour. The short and efficient tour is fully narrated. In the assembly room, the ranger brings a story to life. The desks, the chair with the carved sun on the back, and the very space where the Declaration of Independence and later the US Constitution were debated. You'll hear how summer heat, open windows, and a lot of strong opinions met for a few months that changed world history. Across the way are spaces used as courtrooms and offices that help you picture the building as a functioning seat of government, not a dusty museum. The tour is tight, informative, and keeps you moving, exactly what we like on a packed travel day. Before you drift off, there's more at this square you shouldn't miss. Congress Hall sits next door and offers guided timed entries that don't require reservations. Pop in when you see a tour forming. Inside, you'll stand in the House chamber on the ground floor and then climb to the Senate chamber upstairs. You'll hear more about how the young government actually did the work. Nearby, you'll also find a rotating display of historic documents. Depending on timing, you might catch early printings, letters, or other artifacts that are cool for both history nerds and I swear I paid attention in social studies people. When you're ready to regroup or looking for air conditioning, the Independence Visitor Center is your reset button. It's big and purpose-built for travelers. Free maps, human beings who answer questions, gift shops, sit down and grab-and-go food, and public restrooms. A short hop away is the National Constitution Center. Think interactive museum more than gallery. The We the People show is a quick theatrical primer, and Signers Hall puts you among life-size bronze statues of the delegates. It's equal parts photo op and civics refresher. It's not a must-see, but if you're looking to deepen your connection to the nearby history, pop in. Coin collectors, or people who like free attractions, it's your time. The US Mint offers a self-guided walk overlooking the production floor. If coins are being struck, it's hypnotic. If not, it's less hypnotic. But still informative and again free. No photos allowed inside. Let's turn the clock way back on a tiny street that's very proud of being old, Elfred's Alley. This is one of the oldest continuously occupied residential streets in the country, and it looks the part. Tight brick houses, colorful shutters, and a cobbled lane that feels like you accidentally stepped into a painting. Walk the length of the alley slowly and be nosy with your eyes. You'll catch the tiny architectural details that show how people lived here centuries ago. There's a petite museum where two houses are set up to tell the story of artisans, immigrants, and the regular people who built the city. It's small, charming, and a perfect context stop. At this point, lunch calls, and in Philadelphia, there's an obvious answer: cheesesteaks. A cheesesteak is a long bread roll packed with thinly sliced beef cooked on a hot griddle, topped with your cheese of choice, American, provolone, or Cheez Whiz, and optional fried onions. Ordering etiquette, you'll say wit, which means with onions, or without, no onions. We're headed to Jim's South Street, a classic joint with a line out the door when things are poppin'. My order is a steak wit and covered in Cheez Whiz. Salt, fat, sizzle, perfection. If you're feeling extra, grab a side of cherry peppers and a cold soda. Be prepared, it's cash only. Now for something completely different. Philadelphia's Magic Garden on South Street. It's a kaleidoscopic world built by artist Isaiah Zager. He spent decades covering walls, floors, ceilings, and more in mosaics made from tiles, bottles, bike wheels, plates, mirror shards, and whatever else he could get his hands on. You weave through indoor galleries and a sprawling outdoor labyrinth where every surface is telling a fragment of a story. Look for the reoccurring names, dates, and little messages tucked into the tiles. It's quirky, it's photogenic, and it's very Philly. Timed entry keeps it from getting jammed, so booking ahead can help if you're weekending. If you're looking to do some shopping, swing by Rittenhouse Square. The park is the anchor, but the area around it is wall-to-wall boutiques, bookstores, cafes, and high-to-low-end retail that can vacuum up an hour before you realize it. We skipped the shopping this time, but it's here if you want it. Also nearby along the Benjamin Franklin Parkway is the Swann Memorial Fountain in Logan Square. It's a big fountain with sculpted river figures and arcing sprays, excellent for photos with the city behind you. Next is one of the most unique things to do in Philly. We're going to the home of innovative prison design. Eastern State Penitentiary opened in the 1820s and shut down in the 1970s. Today it sits in a preserved and decay state. Massive cell blocks with sunbeams cutting through the dust, paint peeling in curls, rusty iron doors, and long corridors that vanish into the shadows. The audio tour, famously narrated by Steve Buscemi, is excellent and guides you through the architectural moments and the human stories. Step into a standard cell. It's claustrophobic, with a single skylight once meant to connect inmates to, well, bigger ideas. Then there's Al Capone's cell, furnished with rugs and a radio that hinted a different experience of doing time. You'll learn how solitary confinement was used here, controversial then and now, and how the penitence part of penitentiary was the original concept. It's haunting because it's real, not recreated. You hear your footsteps, you notice the drip in a far-off corner, you feel the scale. It's one of the most memorable sights in the city. Time to lighten up, because we haven't forgotten Philadelphia's most famous fictional son. Make your way to the base of the Philadelphia Museum of Art and say hi to the Rocky statue. Yes, you'll probably wait a minute to snap your photo with him, but it moves quickly and the energy is fun. Then channel that montage spirit and head for the steps. There are a lot, but this is not Everest. Run, jog, walk, or stop halfway. No judgment. At the top, turn around. The Benjamin Franklin Parkway points right at you. City Hall crowns the view, and the skyline stacks up behind it. If you're interested, the Art Museum is behind you. It's world class. We'll be back, but not today. We've got one more stop to close this out. Science lovers and I haven't met a button I didn't want to push people, welcome to the Franklin Institute. It's a hands-on science museum with enough going on to fill a rainy day, but even a focused couple of hours hits the highlights. The famous giant heart is here, and yes, you should walk through it. It's a Philly rite of passage. The planetarium is included with admission. Grab a showtime as you enter. It's a nice sit-down break. Around the museum, you'll find the Your Brain exhibit with its climbable neutron web, the electricity gallery with hair-rising demos, and a locomotive you can climb aboard in the train factory. It's engineered to be kid-friendly without making adults feel like chaperones. Let's recap with a few micro tips to make your Philly day flow. The historic core, Liberty Bell, Independence Hall, Congress Hall, Constitution Center, Visitor Center, US Mint, it's all walkable within a few compact blocks if you're wearing good shoes. Short rideshare hops make sense to save you some steps. If you do use regional rail or the subway, SEPTA's key system is straightforward. Just remember to tap in and out when prompted. If you're planning a second day, you could go deep in the Philadelphia Art Museum or the Barnes Foundation, or visit the Edgar Allan Poe Historical Site. We've put all this info and more, including links to ticketing, food details, and an easy-to-follow one-day Philly itinerary on our blog, nowgoseeit.com. And if you've enjoyed this video, help us out by tapping like, dropping a comment, and subscribing to the channel so we can keep making these videos. Now go see Philadelphia.